Alright guys, as part of this multi-purpose office RC room, we've got the O-gauge train, and I originally in here started with the hardwood floor and found these Jabel little Chinese 143 plastic drift cars. They're actually really cool for the track that I made, which is basically just using my hardwood floor and PVC tubing that you get from Home Depot. You lay it straight, heat it up if you want to advance it to make it straight, because it comes coiled up and you want to get it more straight and to be able to work with it. It's easier to work with. I'm just using tape and Velcro right now down to the floor. It does leave a residue on the floor, but you can use mineral spirits or something to get that up. I laid this down because I thought my grandson would have a ball with this. He lives in Wisconsin. He's 4 years old and he'll be down here next week, so try to get this all set up for him. We've also got this whole crawl course, the whole train. He has seen none of this yet. This has all been done in like 8 weeks from scratch. So I did this whole crawl course over here. This is all plaster, foam, clothes, aluminum foil, paint, wood. And the train was originally not supposed to be part of this, but I saw that online. I wanted to integrate it into my RC crawl course. Originally, I was planning on crawling through the actual train, and then I kind of fell in love with trying to scale stuff out for this train set and thought, well, maybe I won't crawl through it. Then I found the 130 scale, and that can actually crawl through it without messing with the scale stuff. The little miniature, I think it's 143 scale stuff for this. The train's actually O-gauge, which is 148. 143 is about the closest mass-produced die-cast cars and little construction equipment and stuff that you can find for that. And that just so happens to be what these Jabel cars are. They have a handful of these. They've got a Nissan Skyline that I want to get. You want to make sure you get these with the gyro. You can get them cheaper without the gyro, but they're pretty much uncontrollable. And they do have other companies that have die-cast versions of these. They're heavier, and those are cool, but with this PVC tubing, it runs right through it. It will not work for this course. And this course has basically just been designed for drifting and I guess what people call power sliding mainly. So I'm going to do some test runs through this, and I can put my phone right here using the iPhone app called Lap Time or something like that. I'll put it in my description, but it actually, you set a timer and start it and it'll actually sense the cars as they come through, and it works pretty well. So you can do little competitions and stuff, you know. And I say as an excuse I got this for my grandson, set it up for him to work with him, but actually I have a lot of fun with this. So in the winter when it was cold or when it's raining outside or when it gets dark and you got time and you don't want to crawl because sometimes that's just too slow, you come down here and you go fast. Pretty basic controllers. You get the same one with all of them. You can control the speed. On this hardwood laminate floor and with this PVC tubing and the way I want to drift and stuff, kind of just adjust. It does have, this one has a gyro, of course. You'll adjust that to get it where it's most controllable for you. There's 3 speeds on here. I found that the middle speed is the best for drifting on this surface for me and keeping control. Top speed's a little too fast, loses it. Low speed's just kind of boring. So right now we've got this Focus, which I got later than I got that Porsche. I got used to running that Porsche, and they do handle a little differently. It's more like a rally car. The Porsche is lower to the ground, longer wheelbase, but look at that. I'm actually controlling both at the same time. That's never happened. That's kind of weird. Let's just go with it. We're running the Porsche right now. Now it's designed to not be a mindless course. You do gotta have some control. You'll get stuck on some stuff. I actually think this is on top speed. Yep, I'm on top speed. I'm gonna put that on the second speed. Hopefully it's catching this pretty good. I know I got some spots that are shining on the floor over there from the light reflecting. I just cleaned the floor. You do need to watch dust for these things. One thing actually found is they recommend you get the dust off the tires, but this thing actually, I've gotten used to a stripe of dust on it. I know it sounds kind of dumb, but actually seems to be better drifting when I have a stripe of dust on these things. And it's kind of just what you feel. I've moved a few of my little homemade scale stuff down here, like In-N-Out, Dollar General over here. Let's do a couple of real runs. Let me do some drifting. I designed this to have the ability to drift, power slide out, and also catch this PVC and just kind of run it for you. And it can lose control, and I got a little bit of Velcro sticking out, I think. Get on out of here. Spin out. These things are hella fun, though. So you want something different than just setting up the cones and going around them, but this is a little more permanent, so you're going to have you a room where the misses supports you and all that, you know, because you're going to be kind of messing up the floor. You get the mineral spirits out, you can get the adhesive off, but this is not something you're probably going to want to put down and take up. I just happened to see that this course, I could actually lay it under the runs from my RC course. Mostly be out of the way. I do trip on this stuff a little bit, but this is my office too, so I've got my data center and computer behind me, but so I can just turn around at work, take a break, drift if I'm a little anxious, need to work out a little anxiety, or crawl, whatever. I just use all that as excuses. I just have fun doing it anyway. I'm trying to get this design to where it has the feel of where you hit, it'll direct you in the right direction and kind of keep you going. Still working on adjusting that. So you can almost, it does flip over. These things, times like this, that's where these claws come in handy. You don't have to reach down, you just grab it. We're gonna set that one off to the side. We're gonna grab the focus now. I'm gonna turn that one off. See what's going on here. They don't have a lot of power. If they get stuck on a little bit of that tape running around there or Velcro, they're done for. What's going on? I think my remotes are actually crossing on me. They are. One remote's working both. That is funny. Turn that one off so we can run this one. This one actually handles a little different, so it's cool to get a couple of different ones. I'm not a big Focus fan, but the rally car thing's cool. This thing seems to like to do the circular drifting more. You can see I'm not real good at it, but it's been weeks since I've done this. I've been working on this RC course for so long. I had so much dust on my floor and paint and everything I was working with. I'm just now able to get back to it. So you got that stuff happening. Like I said, you got the handy claw coming in. You won't be crawling under these tables. Let's reset. By the way, this claw, if you have a crawl course like this and high reach stuff where you get fall over, you can reach across instead of having to crawl over there. Grab it. Works great on the 124, 130. They are not paying me any advertising dollars, I can promise you that. Not making anything on any of these. I appreciate everybody that watches, which is usually about 4 to 15 people on the long form videos. A few more people watch the shorts. You know, shorts are easier to get views on. I know how hard it is to work on these videos and with the video editing and all that stuff. It actually takes a lot of time, a lot of additional work than just getting out, but I enjoy it. I've been messing with video editing for a while, different kind of stuff. And I just love this RC world. I kind of got into all of it. Really, I did. It's Bashers, it's little 143 drifters, it's Chinese, it's Arma, it's a little Traxxas, it's crawlers, 110, 118. We got it all. Do some more there. Once you start getting the hang of this is actually really fun. I know my grandson's gonna love this, although he's still haven't quite got the knack of the controllers, but we're training him. Got him a little 1/16 basher for him to practice on. His dad's been training him. I got another grandson that was just born, but he's a newborn. We'll have to wait on him a while. But we'll be training him on the RCs as well. I got both my sons in on the RCs. One of them has a 1/16 Mojave, which he loves. The other one has a Creighton 6S, a Red Cat Ascent Fusion 1/10 crawler, which eats up my crawl course. I have an outdoor crawl course. Does way better than my TRX4 Blazer, which is pretty good on the course, and my SCX 10.3 K10. It's actually kind of, I need to do a lot of upgrades on it, but it'll be a lot stronger. I'm gonna do. I'll be doing a lot of videos of the outdoor course too. I'm in the process of redoing that and testing out some new configurations. Let's do some action. You can actually do time trials between the cars with that lap thing, make it a little fun with the kids. They give you extra wheels for these. There's some plastic drift tires, but this thing will probably just go do circles, which may be what you want with those. Do not buy the imitator versions of these. Jabel is the best one I've found for these. I bought an imitator that the box looked just like Jabel, but it didn't say Jabel. I got it and it was dead on arrival. It was a Focus like that and it did not work at all. Luckily I got it through Amazon. But it's hard to find Jabel on Amazon. That's the bad thing. BestBuyBoxes.com is your best bet. And like I said, they usually default to the ones without the gyro. You want the one with the gyro. These things were 50 bucks when I got them. I think they've actually dropped. They're like closer to $40, $38 with the gyro now. And Best Buy boxes, I think it's out of the country. You're gonna have to wait a while, but they're legit. I've ordered a lot of stuff through them. It might take a couple of weeks, a week or so to get these, but depends if I got a US warehouse for it, but I'm not sure on these. All right, let's try to get some good runs here. Getting the groove. Knock the Dollar General out of whack. See the Dollar General. Just kind of showing what it can do. I'm not really trying to do anything in particular. Alright, let's go back to the Porsche for a minute. This is the one I officially trained on first. I got this one down a little better. I think the dust helps, like I said. You can really get these things jamming. Do a couple more runs. I don't know, I just like this fast drift power sliding thing. Sometimes I just need to back off the crawling and get a little speed. I do have some street cars for the outside. For street, I've got an Infraction 3S. Got an H&R Panther 1/10 scale. It's actually a Challenger, but not licensed. And a HBX 14301, I think. It's a little truck, looks like a baby Infraction. Hopefully that train running in the background is not causing too much noise on this video so you can't hear me. Thought it'd be cool to have it running. That's a basic O-gauge Lionel set where you get the fast track set with it. Let's do some pure action here. That's what I'm talking about. Uncontrollable drift, or controlled. And kind of a Hot Wheels glide. Kind of got this idea from watching a lot of Hot Wheels stuff from my grandson. I was looking at all these cool gravity tracks they had. People spend a lot of money on those things. And I'm like, that's a little boring after a while, just using gravity to race little Hot Wheels cars. I need something with a motor in it. That's what these are. They're the answer. They may not work as good on other surfaces, but like I said, for this hardwood laminate floor, brown's not ideal, but the surface is perfect. I'm not trying to put a new floor in for this, just to get the right color. Anyway, I just wanted to show this off a little bit. I've probably gone a little too long on this, but hopefully I showed enough action in here and didn't blabber too much. I'm getting the hang of these videos, getting talking in them and everything, so I'll get better. These Chinese cars don't seem to be too popular here, but I got a lot of Arrma and Traxxas too, but sometimes there's value in these little Chinese cars and find the right one. Stuck. Alright guys, do a little run around, show my course off. What you can see, there's so many bridges and everything. There's a cave with Batman over there. Bridge to Mordor, I kind of made that up. There is no bridge to Mordor. Can you see that? The Eye of Sauron train. Got a little strip club over here, Waffle House, Papa's Garage. That's all crawl course stuff. And I got an outdoor course too, like I said, I'm working on. I'll be showing that. But I appreciate you watching, guys. And catch my next video. Thanks. Bye.